Greetings. Okay, I'm setting up. Greetings. Happy New Year. Happy 2020. It's not happy. Not happy 2020 because 2020 is so exceptional. It's so extraordinary that to say Happy New Year to you, Happy 2020 would be kind of like not strong enough. So, Happy New You, Happy New Revelations. Oh, my light is not on. Okay, let's get lit. Hold on. Oh. Okay. Let there be light. And now it's my pleasure to say Happy New You, Happy 2020. This year, I'm so excited about it. This is my first episode in 2020, and I just feel that this year is going to be extraordinary, especially for women. I think last year it kind of came in that this was our time. It's always been our time as far as I'm concerned, but with all sincerity and with all honesty and love, I want to give you the warmest, most heartfelt Happy New You in 2020. So, I've been thinking about what I want to start this year off with my conversation with you guys in Queendom Culture, because that's what I'm living for, Queendom Culture. And so, I was going through my materials and I found this piece that I had wrote, a conversation that I was having, and I want to have it with you today. And it's called Claim Your Inheritance. So I said, if someone told you that you had a great inheritance coming, what would you do? What would you do? A great inheritance. Right now, when we think of inheritance, we always think of money, of course. And money, of course, is wonderful to have, great inheritance of money, but inheritance can be many things. But if someone told you that you were to receive a great inheritance, what would you do? And actually, I am telling you that you are queens. I'm speaking to my queens. I'm speaking to womankind. You have a great inheritance that's yours. So now what are you going to do? You're going to claim it, right? The first thing you would do if somebody told you you had a great inheritance would be to go and claim it. So when you go to claim your inheritance, what would be the first thing that the authorities, or wherever you're going, like this is an authority. The first thing you would have to prove, or the first question they would ask you would be what? Who are you? Like, who are you? Like, you come to the place and you're like all excited because God knows we would be so excited if we knew we were getting a great inheritance. And I want you to think of it like that because it's a fact, women, queens, a great inheritance. So you run down to the place to get in order to claim your inheritance. And when you got there, they would say, who are you? That's a question. So the first thing you would have to do would be what? To establish your, ding, I know you said it, identity. You would have to give some proof, some kind of identification of who you say you are. You have to prove who you say you are. Hear what I'm saying, Queen. Read between the lines. This is an analogy. You have a great inheritance. You heard it. You're going down to claim it. Now, the first thing you want to know is, who are you? And what is your identity? And then they want to know, okay, give me your proofs, your identification. In this case, you would give your driver's license, whatever kind of documentation, your birth certificate. And actually, if you had to give a birth certificate, you would actually have to give a certified copy. So what we're talking about, what I'm talking to you about, Queens, this year in 2020, is your divine birthright. Now, it might not be stamped on your birth certificate, but it is still yours. Birthright, divine birthright. Okay, so now you're at the authorities and you have to prove your identity. You have to say who you are. Okay, because they're not just going to take your word that you show up, okay, this is who I am. And I'm talking to you, Queen, because there's a lot of Queen stuff floating around. I'm Queen, I got on a t-shirt, but it's a little bit more than that. It's some proofs involved. You have to kind of prove by how you live it and your lifestyle that you are indeed that a queen. Okay, so now that you've established, you've at least proven with your identity, with your driver's license, whatever, okay, they give you the okay, that's who you are. So the next thing they're going to tell you, right, is probably like fill out some papers. Right? You got to fill out papers. You got to do paperwork. Now, the paperwork is actually, let's say, your legal documentation. Legal documents. Because it has to be legal. Because it has certain things that you will be held responsible for. Certain rights that go in, that are inherent in the inheritance. So, the first thing you would do, you know, they tell you to fill out these forms, fill out the paperwork, is you have to read thoroughly. Now, y'all know how many times we as a people been bamboozled and robbed and steal because we didn't read the papers thoroughly. So you read those papers thoroughly to make sure that in order to receive your inheritance, heiress, queen, that you understand, first of all, what your rights are, what you are entitled to, and also what you are responsible for. Because a gift often comes with responsibilities. This comes with responsibilities. Okay, so now you've thoroughly read the papers, you're clear on your responsibilities, got to show up at that ceremony, at that hearing. You also understand your rights. This will entitle me to have this home, these material things, whatever it is. Okay, so now that you have read and you thoroughly understand your responsibilities and your rights, you have to now sign, right? You have to sign this paper and it becomes an agreement. So you agree to the terms of the inheritance, right? I will cooperate with this. I will live this out. I will follow this through. Okay. That paper that you're signing is also a legal document because it's a declaration. It's an oath. It probably will have to be signed in front of a legal person that's a notary, right? Who's bearing witness to this paperwork saying that you are who you say you are. So these are the kind of steps that you have to go through. And now it's only just beginning. Now, I don't know if you've ever been involved in any kind of legal, trying to get a will or inheritance or whatever. I have to a little bit. Thank God my mom is still here with me. But that inheritance, getting the paperwork together, it's a time factor. It takes a long time between when you file and when it actually gets stamped, approved, go through the different channels, and is complete. So in any case, from the point that you've been told that you have a great inheritance that's yours, at that very moment, you must prove something. You must prove your identity. You must prove who you are. You must substantiate that. You must become informed. You must be taught. You must read thoroughly and understand what's involved, your rights, and understand what your responsibilities are. You have to actually sign. That means a promise that you're writing that I'm in agreement with this here. And then after that, you probably got to pay a fee. You figure, hey, this is something that's supposed to be benefiting to me. I might not have it, but why I got to pay? Yes. These are the dues you pay. These are the sacrifices you make. These are the things you go through. So there's a fee involved. There's a cost involved. I hope you're understanding what I'm trying to bring to you, because I'm really speaking in a double language about queendom, about being queen. What I'm saying to you is, okay, so before I just complete this, and I'm almost finished, after you go through whatever time frame that you go through, for now that you've agreed and all this is in writing and you've identified yourself and whatnot, now you have to wait. You have to go through this process, a long waiting period. Finally, when that process has come to its completion, your final act will probably be going somewhere where there will be a formal hearing, a ceremony of sorts. What I'm saying to you, Queen, today, in the spirit of Queendom Culture, is that, yes, first and foremost, what I'm here to announce, if you haven't heard it before, woman, queen, you have a divine inheritance as queen. That's your God-given divine right that you have. You were born with it, made in the form of a woman. However, you might not have gotten the whole thing too, because if you had an inheritance promise of $1 million and you only got 100,000, I don't think that would be too acceptable. I don't think you would really like, no, I'm not having it. I want the whole thing. I want my full $1 million, right? So your queenliness, which has been stolen, which has been misappropriated, is your legacy. It's your divine inheritance, woman, queen woman. And in order for us now to receive it back to Eden, let's get our inheritance back, we must also go through this process. It's not a matter of going to the discount store and buying a t-shirt that says queen, or buying a bag that says queen, or putting a cup on your sink that says queen, because I have one of those. But it's actually a transformation. It's a process that you go through where you will get the whole thing. And that's what my life purpose is. That's what what this business is about. It's not a business, it's my life's purpose. To bring my women, my queens, my black queens especially, back to Eden, back on the throne that you belong on, that has been robbed from you. And you may feel sort of like a queen, or maybe not so much like a queen, and you don't really like where you're at. You want to get to a level where you know that you're queen, and your life reflects it. That's who I am. I take the authority by God Almighty to usher you back to your throne. I'm going to walk you back to your throne, queen. So I'm talking to you. I'm coming to you live because I got plans for us. Women's History Month is my target date. I'm looking to bring forward the program, the course. It's a course for life, honey. And it's about getting your inheritance. So be prepared. Be prepared. There are certain things I'm sure that's within your realms that maybe you may not be completely satisfied with. And I have discerned those elements that would move us from where we are to the throne. So come along with me on this journey in 2020. I just love you. I think women are the greatest thing ever. So special, so beautiful, so noble. And it is my desire that you live like a queen, that you are a queen. And so with God's blessings and with what's been given to me and the life I've lived, because I've walked this walk, and I am queen and you are queen. So join me on the journey. I'm going to keep talking to you, keep sharing with you until the opening, I should say of the court. I was going to say of the room, but of the courts. And Be in an inquiry with me. And that's it, Queen. And as I always say, how I end is, live, Queen, live. Bless you. I love you. Peace.